Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal weekend. Let's take another look here at the chart, see what's going on. We didn't exactly get a cup and handle pattern, but it's very reminiscent, right? Price action consolidated sideways instead of down, essentially broke through that key level resistance to sweep, I'm guessing, a lot of liquidation. We looked at the charts yesterday and the back-end liquidation levels, and it was what, 69,000 even had roughly about $30 billion in liquidation. So I'm excited to see that. And just a quick little heads up and thank you too. Awesome, glad this worked out. Good cast along. That was a trade that has been open for a little while. We can see 31% after roughly about 2 weeks. But prior to that, again, we took profits from Near Protocol, ICP, Bitcoin, BNB, and Solana this week. So it's been a good week, and some of my folks are asking about signals, and I get it. I want to be able to provide you with some, but it's hard for me to FOMO into the top here. Hindsight, of course, is 2020. Should have got in at a long at 68K, but hey, you never truly know when the price action is going to pull back. I was expecting at least somewhat of a double top before the price retraced and tried again, or in this case, again, a cup and handle pattern. So let's go ahead and double check the liquidation levels in the back end and kind of see what's going on. And if I recall correctly, it was on the monthly. In other words, 1 month's look back. There we go. Yeah, 10 billion there. 10. Here, I'll zoom in for you. Yeah, 10 billion, 8.5, 10 billion, 8, 7, 6. Holy crap! According to my loose math here, we're talking 30 to 40 billion dollars in liquidation occurred just a moment ago. So imagine holding a short position open in profit from 68,000 down to 63,000 and not securing profit, only to get stopped out right now. Oh my gosh, that is pathetic. But also par for the course, right, folks? Greed is a very real thing. I don't understand why people are shorting Bitcoin to those levels or trying to get too crazy with it. We shorted Bitcoin, but we got in and out, So again, different strokes for different folks. It's not the kind of market you want to be greedy and hold on for too long. So let's look at the daily time frame kind of to see where we're at. Just get perspective for the weekend because, again, weekends perform different, folks. I mean, you see this price action breaking this resistance level. Do you see the volume? The volume is very low. That's a very, very big concern. Just concerning in the sense that it shouldn't be able to sustain itself. Again, it's actually odd that it's happening and there's not a lot of resistance, but again, most of the opposition has been taken out in the 67 to 66K range, which occurred yesterday when we had high volume. Anyways, all that being said, we're above all moving averages. Very good sign. We are getting closer to 70 on the RSI. Stochastic officially broke to the upside. That's a very strong sign here, showing we have good momentum going into this. If we do take a look at the MACD, it's still diverging. Correction, I misspoke. It is still converging. Never truly got that full divergence. It was trying, of course, but didn't end up pulling back. So these are all very fantastic signs. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we can recognize this as well. We're above all moving averages, all these key levels. The most recent point of control at 67,000 still holds. So my money is on the price action if it pulls back. 67K will likely hold if we see those levels again. Again, I want to emphasize the word if because you never truly know. But again, getting closer to 70K, there is a strong resistance there at 70K. So what I'd like to kind of consider or think about out loud is when you have a resistance level or just any kind of round number in trading, Bitcoin specifically, every 10,000, right? So 50K was a big support or resistance level before it broke it. 60K, same thing as well. You can expect and presume the same scenario here for 70,000 as well, okay? So when 70,000 is a level that occurs consistently or just a round number, like psychological resistance level, there's a good chance we're going to see some resistance there. We can also see this 1.272 fib level right there at about 70,000, 69.8. So again, if I'm going to consider shorting, that would be the area to consider shorting just because of the overall sentiment of how price action works at key level round numbers. Again, you got to recognize round numbers are things you want to try to avoid when you're trading. So if you're going to try to get in at 70,000 even, maybe do 69.9 or 70.1. Those are better examples of entry targets or sell targets. Okay, so just some friendly advice there. Again, it's never an exact science, but that's roughly what we generally try to look for. Let's quickly summarize here. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. 4-hour time frame is hitting 70 on the RSI. There's this common rejection level. We can also see money flow index is extremely high. We have not seen MFI this high. I don't even know if we have. Look at that. Back in February, we saw that kind of price action. That's when the price shot straight up here. So again, generally speaking, folks, this is a pretty significant uptrend, okay? Now, is it going to pull back? In short, I think yes, it would make sense to retest the 68.5 mark as a new low, and that would be a good consideration for a long if you were to take one. So just keep in mind that is a possibility. But do you want to do that on a weekend? Not necessarily. Again, low volume doesn't really help too much. Now, granted, you could probably argue the fact that this is actually a high volume candle, but that volume, a lot of it's more so selling pressure too. You got to realize that. High amount of pressure for selling, as we can kind of see here when you saw a ton of liquidation. So anyways, all that kind of together leads me to believe that this isn't going to sustain itself very well, at least not this weekend, and that it would probably be best generally to wait until Monday to consider taking a trade. Okay, so again, let's just go ahead and talk a little bit more about that later. I'm going to redraw out our fib levels and kind of get better perspective here on these. I'm going to post those on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, they kind of look a little something like this. So jump on over there if you'd like. And if you are part of our premium group, make sure you read through our signals guide. It's important to understand how my signals are structured if you're going to consider following those. More important too, my trade alerts are extremely beneficial. I've gotten really good feedback from this. And these are just kind of summaries of the analysis, kind of letting you know trades I'm looking to take before I take them. We also got live charts here too if you want to go ahead and check those out. Those are more macro related though. They're not going to be the same exact charts you see here on my analysis. If you want to see that, just jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. All right, folks, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Deeply appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to like the video if you could, please. Absolutely. Thank you for that. We'll see you the next one. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.